I want you to know about me is that I am a completely non-exceptional person in all important areas of life. Take anything: wealth, beauty, talent, smart. I have a little bit in each one of those areas, but not too much. So you can walk up to me and challenge me on anything. You can say, "Hey Ellen, I'm smarter than you." And I'll say, it's possible. Or maybe you suffer from the latest area of snobbery and you think you're more spiritual and deep. I won't challenge you. I'll say, yeah, I'm not that spiritual nor that deep. Or perhaps you think you're more talented in a special area or stronger. It's all fine by me. But there is one area, one single area, where without a doubt, I am the strongest and best in the whole entire world. And this one area is stubbornness. And this story I'm about to tell you is a cautionary tale. It's about what happens to the poor soul who chooses to challenge me in my one area of exception. A few years ago, I had a big dinner party at my house. There was about 20 people at this party. And we were all sitting around, eating good food and drinking and enjoying ourselves. And in the middle of this party, I chose to tell people what I think about Emily Carr, the most celebrated BC artist. And I said that I don't think Emily Carr was all that talented. And to be honest, what do I know? It's not like I have any degrees in fine arts. I've been to many art galleries, seen lots of art, but I don't really know what I'm talking about. My friend Allison, who's a therapist, decided to challenge me on my opinion. And Allison is a therapist, and it is part of her job to challenge people on their delusion. And I don't mind being challenged on my delusions. I like my mediocre mixture of delusion with reality. And she said, "Ellen, you can't just say that. Surely she's so famous for a reason. Surely her paintings have some value to them. You cannot just say those things." And I said, "Allison, just use your eyes. Just look at those paintings. What's so special about them?" And she kept judging on my opinions, kept saying, "You can't just say those things. Surely there's something in them. Why else would she be displayed in all those different art galleries?" And the discussion got really heated, and we became both very passionate about our view, and my face got really red, and in the heat of the moment I said, "Allison, anyone can paint. My kids can paint. Heck, probably if I tried, even I could paint." And Allison had a heyday with that sentence. She said, "Oh yeah? Well, I want to see a painting. You can't just say those things. I want proof. I want to see a painting by you." And I said, "Oh yeah? I'll show you a painting." And she said, "When?" I said, "By your birthday. For your birthday party, that's going to be your present. I'm going to give you a painting done by me." And that is when everybody at the party started laughing and making fun of me. And people started projecting what kind of a painting I would make. And people asked me, "So, are you going to paint a bunny? Are you going to paint a teddy bear? Or maybe a flower?" And everybody at the party was now making fun of me and laughing at this future painting that I just promised I was going to produce. Next morning I woke up and I realized that I firmly placed my foot in my mouth. And now I have to do whatever it takes to dislodge it from its place. So I just went to the nearest art supply store in my neighborhood, and when the nice salesperson who works there asked me how he could help me, I was too embarrassed to tell him of my project and ask him what I need to buy. So I just said, "I'll not just browse. And I spent over an hour in that store just looking at everything and picking things up and trying to figure out, I wonder what this is used for. And finally I settled on a small canvas, a basic set of acrylic paints, and the cheapest set of paintbrushes I could find. And I brought my lute home, and I placed the canvas on an easel that my kids use for their projects, and I sat in front of the empty canvas trying to think, what should I paint? A few weeks before that, I had seen a performance by a beautiful Persian dancer, and I thought, I know what I'll paint. I'll paint this dancer inspired by Degas style. And Degas, his particular genius was he would paint ballet dancers, and his particular talent was when you see his paintings, you can feel the movement, you can sense the movement inside the painting. And so I thought, I can't paint a flower or a teddy bear or a bunny, all those are out. You know, I can't just paint something that's easy, being me, you know, an apple or a still life. No, I have to choose something really difficult and paint a dancer actually twirling. So as I'm painting this, it didn't occur to me that you're supposed to mix the different paints with each other and produce a whole gradient of paint. So everything in that painting is the primary color. The red is the primary red, and the blue is the primary blue, etc. And also, it didn't occur to me you're supposed to vary the stroke brushes to create different effects of the painting. And if you go to my website, ihath.com, you can see a picture of this painting. Basically, it looks like something that perhaps one of my children painted. But when I was finished, I felt very proud and accomplished. And I signed my name at the bottom, like real artists do. And it was nowhere close to Allison's birthday, but I couldn't wait to rub her face in it. So I wrapped up the painting, and I went to her house, and I knocked on her door. And when she opened the door, she said, "Hey, Ellen, how are you doing?" And I said, "Allison, Emily Carr couldn't paint, and neither can I, and here's your proof." And I gave her the painting. And she hanged it in her dining room in her house. And now, when I go to dinner parties at her house, I enjoy standing below the painting and telling all her guests about how I came to paint this painting. And I continued to paint after that, just because it was such an enjoyable activity. And the things I paint, I mean, it's not Van Gogh, it's not Matisse, nothing even close. But even Van Gogh, with his crazy chopping off his ear, but even he was not more stubborn than I am.